All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're back again. You know what this is, B.F.A.M cooking. We are doing something called, that's right, Beyond the Restaurant Door. I'm Jerome, you know that. And this guy over here that you're seeing is a chef. He knows something about food, and I want you to know something about him. So, his name is Chef Bryan Jacobs. Bryan, talk to me, baby. What's going on?
What can I say? I'm blessed. I'm living in sunny South Florida, just south of Tampa, Sarasota, it's paradise. We literally have parrots flying around. So, I mean, you can't go wrong there, right? I live what I love and love what I live. So it doesn't get any better than that. God every day is acting in my life through food, and I'm just able to put it back into the world. I mean, it's just a blessed life.
So where are you working at?
Right now, I run my own companies, actually. I started a nonprofit about 3 years ago after I lost my younger brother to veteran suicide about 6 years ago. And I said, I appreciate that. But, as I tell people, purpose comes out of darkness. And it was very important to me to take this and use this for good, because I was in a place in my life at one point in time where there was no good. It was a lot of darkness. I didn't feel like I had a place. And food saved me. And when I say that, it saved me on so many levels. It saved me on the level of what I was putting into my body. It saved me on the level of coming into my life and playing a major role in who I wanted to become. And it guided me. It gave me steps. It gave me teamwork. It gave me organization. It gave me vision. Turned on a creativity level that had always been there from a child, because I started cooking when I was 8 years old. Let me be real with that. Grandfather was a chef, World War II chef. And out of a bunch of little rowdy kids who were making mud pies, he picked me and said, "Hey, get in the kitchen. We're going to make some things happen." And so I did. So I was a plump little child. I'm not going to lie to you, because, you don't understand tasting and eating at that point in time at all. And, so we founded a nonprofit called Vets to Success. We're a behavioral health and habit reintegration program where we take veterans and their spouses that are homeless, displaced, or in second chance, and we help them find passion and purpose through food and brew programs, ideally culinary, baking, brewing, and even had a hydroponic, aquaponic farm that we focused in. That way we could teach them up-to-date skills, educate them. Now, primarily, we've been focusing in Vet to Chef, which we've had 44 graduates come through. Now, these are 44 reintegrated graduates, so men and women who, exactly, that to me is what it's about. It's about the abundance of change, and about the fact is that I may have lost my brother to suicide, but I've now saved 44 who might have, 3 years ago, who I never knew, might have a gun in their mouth or may have thought about taking their lives. And I did it not because I needed anything from it, but I was finding healing in it. I was finding healing in my service. And that to me is what being a chef is all about, being a piece of service. Now, unfortunately, we all know we're dealing with a pandemic. And push come to shove, I got a chance to be selected for the Food Network. And I went out to California, did my first Food Network show, Guy's Grocery Games. Salute the heroes. You can check me out. Boom. Me and Guy, we hugged. We did our thing. He was impressed with the guns. I'm not going to lie to you. I work on them. And so, it was one of those pieces where, hey, it wasn't about how much money I had or how many restaurants I owned. It was about the difference I was making. And that to me meant more to me than owning anything. Well, I got some really great opportunities while I was there. I met these guys, the Mess Lords, became a junior A-lister for Food Network, got a junior opportunity with the Mess Lords to travel and cook for the troops overseas. These men and women are amazing restaurateurs, but they started helping me by understanding the problems in the restaurant industry, because you know what? Every chef goes, oh, I want to own a restaurant, or I want to own this, but we don't realize what it takes. And I call it my founder moment. And if you've seen the movie Founder from McDonald's, he had his moment where he could see, the golden arches everywhere. I had my moment, whereas before I went out to Food Network and talked to these chefs, I was like, man, I want to have this place where it's a bar shaped like a pentagon, and it's surrounded by beer and wine, and you come there and you sit in your section that you support, and you tell stories and and all these things. And for some reason, that $1.6 million I needed at that moment just wasn't happening, coming to fruition. You can't manifest, you got to work for it, as I tell people. I could think all day and ask God for abundance, and he's going to give me the tool. He goes, I gave you the tools to go make it. Go do it. And I'm like, okay, I got you. So I said, what can I do now? I said, this pandemic's hitting. I come back to this way. It's November. I started getting these phone calls from my guys and girls who are out in the industry. And they were like, hey, they might lay me off. I'm like, well, that's not good. What can I do? How can I take this? This is Guy going, hey, I'm giving you that chance again. This is me working. And then out of the blue, I started getting phone calls from just random people. Hey, do you do any kind of meal prep? Do you do any type of, I was like, I don't like the meal prep name. I was like, I'll be willing to do a meal service. And the reason because is, I'm a little egotistical with this, is I spend a lot of time really practicing what I preach with food. And, food is medicine, you are what you eat. But I practice from getting it from the most natural process, from the ground to the seed, from the land to the air to your body. And I really believe in that. And really what grounded my beliefs in food was I lived overseas. I got a chance to go to the Institut Paul Bocuse in Lyon, France, and get a double master's in culinary from the Institute. I'm only one of 2 Americans to have the master's. And so it was such a blessing and an honor that you kind of put yourself on this level. But what you learned from the French was, less is more. The simple things, let food speak for itself. And I really got caught up in this dynamic of Michelin this and high-end this and sous vide this. And I said, I have these skills. I just need to put them to use where everybody can enjoy good food. And I can make a difference, help my brothers and sisters who are out there struggling with jobs. I could help people find a way to give back to my nonprofit. We could fuel that fire. So wait, I'm just going to create an awakening. And Reveille is born.
Man, you just dumped a whole lot on me there. Whole lot. It's like, but just trying to get these things out of other people. It's like you've been through this before. I'm like, you got a story that needs to come out, and you just let it out there. That's fantastic. I'm so happy to hear that you're making steps. You have, I call them stripes. You put stripes on your arm, to help people. The stripes on these people are the people that you brought down. 42, is that right? 42 people?
44 now.
44, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
44
okay.
stripes. That's fantastic. Those are people that'll be in your life for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
Making a change.
And not to mention that what's amazing about service and about being a veteran is that, this is God's work. When you do unto others, others do unto you. And I just put forth my heart into these people because there's a little piece of each one of me and my brother that was each one of them. I was homeless at one time. I was self-medicating with alcohol at one time. I was doing everything I could wrong, but didn't know it. And I could see a little piece of each one of what I went through in them. And I said, I know how food fixed that. Let me show you this. Let me give you the opportunity to not see yourself for what you are, but what you can become. Just like you have to look at food. You can't see a lemon for a lemon. You gotta create it in something before it even starts.
I feel like I'm at church today. What's going on here? And just to pivot. I'm trying to keep it a little calm and relaxation there. I just got some simple questions for you.
Sure.
If I was a chef to chef, I don't know why I even said that. I cook to chef.
No, you're a chef. You're a chef, brother.
No. What cookbook do you think belongs on everyone's bookshelf?
Oh my goodness. Man, from a home cook standpoint, so I'm kind of a nerd. So Harold McGee, of course, Kenji Lopez. I could just keep going on and on. The Bocuse, Scapier, and Julia Child. Let's see what else. There is the Food Lovers Encyclopedia. And then my favorite, oh man, I'm going blank here, and so it's so funny.
That's
So there's a
okay.
list
You
of
gave
books,
us some
obviously.
great gems. That's good.
Oh, Kitchen Confidential, of course, because everybody needs to understand what you're really getting into. But it's not what defines you in the kitchen. It's how you interpret it, you use it, you live it, you love it, you take what you want from it, and you grow in your career with it. I think it's important to understand those blurbs. And then the Flavor Bible. That's
That I just got about a month ago.
amazing.
Amazing
That
book.
that book just I open it and the problem is I open it. I shouldn't open that book. That and with the Food Lover's Companion, like I open those books together and it's like, yep, I'm in trouble. There's a problem. Yep, I'm stuck.
Yeah. I'm personally I'm actually taking this class from online. It's food and science. It's given by X Education. Yeah, I think that's what it's called. But basically talking about how to manipulate food and make it into all about it. Another question.
Well, and modernist cuisine. My bad. So.
Oh yeah, definitely. That is the only thing I don't have is the bread book, right?
Yeah,
I get the bread
I don't
book.
have that one, and I have Adrian Fran's Bibles. So from El Bui. So modernist cuisine, El Bui, definitely. If you want to learn about molecular, hands down.
Yeah, I like to impress people when it comes. So even as a home cook, you want to put something, you want to make it your art. So that's basically what I like to do, and I hope other people like to do by watching my show.
Yeah,
so,
you're expressing your emotions.
I'm sorry?
You're expressing your emotions.
That's it. Who would you say are your heroes in real life?
Well, so I had the pleasure of working with one of the top 50 chefs in the United States at one time as my first chef, Chef Hans Schadler, out of Williamsburg. And Chef Schadler was not only was he a role model, but the way he held his life, his family, his marriage, his relationship to his kids, his relationship to the business, every bit of it was like I could live that. That would be picturesque to me. The next chef that I would say true hero, Chef Peter Timmons. He was a master chef. He was my personal hero. I showed up at Gasparilla Inn as a young post-military. I can make things happen. MSH, GSD, which is make shit happen, get shit done. Edit that. And I had an interview on the phone with him, and he was like, "Well, hey, you don't think you're going to come down here and run my kitchen, do you?" And I said, "Well, no, chef, not at first, but eventually I will." And I came down there with that tenacity and work ethic, and he took me under his wing. And not only that, but we spent time together riding bikes. He personally mentored me in food. And then one day he asked me, he goes, "Chef, what do you want to be?" I said, "I want to be someone known for making a difference in the world by what I love to do, which is cook and eat." And he goes, "Well, to do that, you have to go to where the best study, and that is in Booths." And he unfortunately passed away 5 months after my younger brother took his life, and he was probably by far one of the greatest losses to the culinary industry. And from his perspective, I have his memoirs, I have his recipes, I have his full repertoire, and it's something I treasure because I can hear him speaking to me still.
Fantastic. Hey, look. What do you have left? I mean, you've got done so much. You got the VSO that you're dealing with, helping veterans on the regular. They're baking, they're growing, they're cooking. What do you have left on your bucket list now that you've done that?
To be in every major city, making a difference through what I love to do. I want to launch the nonprofit, start giving veterans and their spouses, and even people who are related to veterans, to give them this new piece, to have a resurgence of artistry in our industry, for people to get back to where the passion of food comes from, and then where the food comes from to get back to the passion of how it's taken care of. There is just this lack of, we've gotten away from this art that it doesn't demand anything of you except for you to be all in, and that's it. But anything you do in life should be all in. If not, you're not doing it for the right reasons. And I educate my culinarians about this, that if you don't think this is what you love to do, then don't do it.
Right.
And I think us showing up in every major city, being able to put in a Vets of Success and following it with the Reveille meals and giving the community a reason to feel like they're taking part in something bigger than just eating. I think we have something to impact this country, maybe impact the world with.
Solid words, my friend. Solid words. Hey, if you weren't teaching how to cook, what would you be doing?
Well, if I wasn't teaching, I mean, with Reveille's our for-profit, which is our meal company. And if I wasn't doing Reveille and I wasn't, with Vets of Success, what would I be doing? I would be traveling. I would be traveling and tasting food of the world. But then I would be bringing it back here and showing this country what it means to eat and what it means to get back to the table, and why we sit down together and why we tell stories together, and teach people through that love, through TV maybe, and just host them in the process of becoming stronger in their dedication to having that personal time with each other, and what it means to cook from scratch, because it's also breaking down problems from scratch. It's also learning to love each other from scratch. It's building relationships from scratch. And I think that's a lost art. I think we need to bring that back to the table.
Wow. So, Chef, what did you learn from Guy and during that TV show? Tell me one gem you learned from Guy.
Oh man, one gem I learned from Guy. I better taste my food before he does, because he's quick. He watches you, right? He watches you and he knows things aren't seasoned, they're not finished. And he came by and got me a couple times. And I'm thinking in my head as a chef, like, no, I would say before, if someone's gonna come up and dip their spoon or finger in something, I'm like, don't taste that, it's not finished. But I couldn't say that to Guy. So, but what I learned about Guy was that he loves this country. He loves giving back to the veterans. He loves making the difference in the people's lives that he comes across. And he's just a great person. But it's, be quicker than him in the kitchen though, because he will taste your food before you do. And he'll let you know this ain't done, or this needs this. And I'm like, and of course you as a chef, I'm like, no, he didn't. I got to stop right now and go fix this. So if you get a chance to watch Salute the Heroes, the episode, you'll completely see it. He did it to me twice, and I think it's in the episodes. But he got me.
So wow, this has been a great experience for myself. I hope that it wasn't too difficult for you. And
not at all.
Thank you very, very much for taking. Is there anything else before we wrap this up that you would like to tell us about that you're doing, or that you got your fingers in? Coming up. What's coming up for you, sir?
What's coming up for me? Hopefully get another chance on Food Network with next Food Network star. That's I'm putting my name in the hat for that.
Oh, good.
First combat veteran / chef to compete for that title, and I'm hoping America would embrace me and my values and morals. But I've gotten into science of food. I've gotten into the science of the body. I've gotten into cooking food for who you are, and I mean that from a genetic standpoint, and understanding who you are genetically predisposed as, and creating the ability for you to turn the key and unlocking your greatest assets.
Well, I'll be watching, definitely, for sure, because my wife and I love Food Network. It's one of the places that we are regularly on, but not knocking them, just that it's not the only resource that you could possibly be on. I mean, we're watching Netflix, and we're watching a lot of things that are out there for food, and nowadays, I mean, come on, for my company, the company I work for, anyway, we have this thing called Peacock. They're probably looking for something. I'm not saying that they are. I said probably. Right? There are lots of opportunities besides Food Network, and I hope to see you there soon.
Yeah, well, I tell you this. Bigger, better together, and that's what I live by. And if someone hears this story and they want to see a change, and they want to see someone lead the change who has the know-how, the backing, the knowledge, and passion, then I'm their guy. And I would just love the opportunity to be that difference maker, no matter who wants to be a part of it. That's how I live by bigger, better together.
Cool. Bigger, better together. I like that. How can we get in touch with you?
So many ways. Chef Bryan Jacobs on Facebook, Chef Bryan Jacobs on Twitter, and also on Instagram. That's Success is on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. And then Reveille Meals, which is our brand new launch that we launched in February. Been active for about 7 months now and doing well for a new startup in the middle of COVID. As a ghost kitchen concept. We are also on Facebook, also on Instagram. Feel free to follow us, share us, like us, do all those great things, because that's your way of making a difference right now. Just click, share, like.
Outstanding. I can't wait to see you on whichever platform you end up on, so that we can make. I always like to say I knew him when beforehand. That's before he was that big star.
Well, I put it like this: I get on there, you got a guaranteed spot to be there with me, and we're gonna throw down.
All right, that would be unusual. I would love it to death.
You would love it.
So thanks again, Chef Jacobs. This has been outstanding. I'm waiting for that cookbook. Whenever you're ready to do that, tell me a little bit of something. But until then, hey everybody, this guy, keep an eye out on him. We want to get him out there, vote him up someplace so we can get him out there on TV. It's been a pleasure, everyone, and thank you very much, Chef.
No, thank you, sir. Thank you for what you do. Spreading messages of good is so important this day and age.
One Air Force guy to an Army guy. That's Army, right? Yes.
Marine Corps.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I did it again.
It's all
what's chair, guys.
Hey, it's actually funny. I was a battlefield paramedic in the Marine Corps for 6 years. Did 2 combat tours. And after my 2 combat tours, I said, there's probably a better day job for me. And so, I was the hybrid of the Marine Corps and the Navy. I didn't know where I fit. I was just in the middle. Someone loved me this side. Nope. This one did. Nope. So I get it.
Yeah. So we'll see you later, sir. Thank you very much.
Take care.
It's a wrap, baby.
It's a wrap.